Alright, so a lot of people since the anime debut of Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black have been wondering exactly where does that scale on the power scale in Dragon Ball Super regarding, like the different transformations, Super Saiyan Blue, regular Super Saiyan. A lot of people were theorizing for a long time, no, that was just Black's normal Super Saiyan transformation and it just turned pink for whatever reason, but that was already squared away in the previous chapter when he went normal Super Saiyan and said, I can't go to the God form. Well, the latest chapter of Dragon Ball Super actually dropped and we got a little bit more info. I mean, I'm glad that they actually went a little bit more in depth, and to be honest with you, just to give a brief thoughts on the chapter based on how I read it or whatever, it seems as though Toyotaro was not rushing shit. My faith is already restored in the manga. I thought honestly that he was gonna, because of the comment that was made and I believe it was NYC Comic-Con, that he said that he was gonna eventually be ahead of the anime. I was under the assumption this chapter had to wrap everything up and then the following chapter Toyotaro was gonna jump straight into the universe survival, or he was gonna start the universe survival at the end of this chapter. I had no idea that seemingly what happened is Toyotaro probably has the universe survival arc already penned up for a good couple of chapters, and then he probably went back. So what he meant, I'm assuming based on what's going on right now, is that okay, I have these chapters ready, the Goku Black stuff to finish off, but on my own I'm gonna have the universe survival stuff before the anime gets to that. So I don't think he necessarily meant that we were gonna get the manga form of the universe survival arc, which is a shame because I was curious to see what he was gonna do and see the changes once the anime debuts. But the best thing about it is that my faith in the Dragon Ball Super manga 110% restored, because it's like, oh, okay, he's continuing on, he's not cutting shit short. And the latest chapter, by the way, towards the end, it seems as though Goku and Vegeta are going for their retreat because, they can't take on Black and Zama, so we're good to go. I think there's a couple things that they still could have cut out, like the Mafuba. Goku mentions the Mafuba, which I think that in essence, because of how it ended up, was unnecessary, but maybe the manga might do something different with it. Maybe the manga might actually make it useful in the manga opposed to what they did in the anime. But I digress. Let's talk about the transformation and what was said. Zama's guest, and this is just a guess from Zama, so I guess we got to take it for the little bit of information we do get, because we never really got clarification in the anime exactly what Super Saiyan Rose was. We just thought, hey, sick transformation. We assumed that it was the equivalent to Super Saiyan Blue. That was Black's equivalent. But in the manga, we get a line, more or less, based on, whatever translation you get, that Zama says, and it's a guess, but he says this line: when gods surpass Super Saiyan God, they become pink rather than blue. So based on that, that's what we have to go off now that we have a little bit more information, that Super Saiyan Rose is actually a stronger, more superior version to Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue, whatever you want to call it. Pretty much that is the advanced form, and that's something that gods can do, but I'm assuming the Saiyans can't, or maybe they're just not at that point yet, or it has to do, because again, it's just Zama's making a guess. He doesn't really know, and since he has that cocky attitude of fuck humans, Ningen, you're shit, so you can assume that that's just him being cocky, like, yeah, gods, we shit on, the mortals all day, every day. Or we could just take it as maybe that is a more powered up version, stronger than Super Saiyan Blue, based on his guess. So you got to take it at face value, because at the end of the day, it is kind of a condescending character to begin with in the form he's speaking. So it was an interesting line that gives us something to latch on to regarding where the Super Saiyan Rose, stand on the ladder. It's pretty much not his Super Saiyan form, because we've seen in the manga, again, he went Super Saiyan. It's not Super Saiyan Blue either. It's a level beyond. This is what gods can do that, again, I'm assuming mortals can't, because at the end of the day, Goku Black is essentially still Zama's, and I guess maybe the transfer also carried over his ki. I'm not sure how that works either, because essentially you would think, well, it is just Goku's body now, right, with Zama's in his brain, so there's something there that you could argue. Either way, the manga's looking like it's going good. I was a little bit kind of shocked that they kept a couple things in, again, like the Mafuba and stuff like that, but aside from that, getting a little bit more information opposed to in the anime, we didn't get shit regarding what Super Saiyan Rose truly is, was a good thing, and I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes in the manga. So I'm imagining another month or two, possibly even more, of the Goku Black arc in the manga, which I'm totally fine with that. I'll just enjoy the anime, the Universe Survival arc version in the anime, and I'll wait for the manga to see what he does. But based on the trailer that we had at Jump Festa, seemingly Toyotaro already has a shit ton of that stuff penned out, and now they're just releasing back chapters that he already had completed of the Goku Black and Zama's arc, or he already maybe had it sketched out and written out, and now he's just, making it pretty because, oh my god, that art, that Super Super Saiyan Rose, because the anime looked really gorgeous when it did the Super Saiyan Rose shit. I'm not gonna lie, it looked really hype. I really enjoyed it, but the manga just adds a whole other level of detail that I was like, oh my gosh, yes, Toyotaro, yes. So, couple things to note from this video, what we got. First of all, faith restored in Dragon Ball Super manga for me and the people that were like, oh, what's going on? Because even in the chapter, which you gotta think, Black is truly a beast even in the manga. That's another thing that was restored. Let's quickly talk about that, because Black gets his ass kicked from Vegeta, gets healed up by Zamasu, and since he's a Saiyan, he's in a Saiyan's body technically, he gets even stronger than he was, and I'm assuming in the Super Saiyan form, he fucks up Vegeta and then goes Rose. So even in his Super Saiyan form already at this point, he could kick Vegeta's ass, and then he goes Rose and is like, all bets are off. Black is beast in the manga as well. So again, faith restored in Dragon Ball Super manga, 110%. There's nothing to worry about. Toyotaro's going at a great pace. We got probably 2 or 3, maybe 4, possibly even more months of the Goku Black stuff, which I'm enjoying the way the manga's doing it, honestly. Like, I was a little skeptical, and I ain't gonna lie, I was a little bit distraught by last month's chapter. This chapter said, fuck that shit. No, the manga's good, and I'm on that ship. 2, we got an explanation on the Super Saiyan Rose transformation, what it truly is, what it means. Basically, it's a stronger version, and it's something that the gods can do than Super Saiyan Blue or Super Saiyan God Mode, etc., etc. So there's that. Another tidbit about the manga that I really enjoy, even though I kind of like both versions, just being honest with you, regarding Goku's characterization based on what we have in the anime and what we're getting in the manga, is that in the manga, I ain't gonna lie, it looks as though Goku is just a tad bit more intelligent than in the anime. Like in the manga, a couple of things to notice. Well, he remembered the sensu beans, even though they got fucking shreked out of his hands. He remembered those. Another thing is, which I guess it was in the anime as well, I think he was the one that brought it up, if I'm not mistaken. It might have been Piccolo, but either way, him knowing the Mafuba also showcases Goku's intelligent side. When he, when things get rough, Goku does remember shit. And on top of that, I believe he actually was giving Zamasu an ass whipping too, unlike the anime where it was just kind of like an all-out struggle against these people that, well, in Zamasu in particular, Goku shouldn't have been struggling with. So I like that consistency in the manga as well, that Goku isn't just a blithering idiot that he's kind of showcasing the anime from time to time. Again, that's kind of the way the anime is characterizing him, kind of like he's always that same silly guy. I like in the sense more that the manga is showcasing that DBZ side of Goku, when shit was getting rough, when Cell was getting ready to blow shit up, when things were really, crunch time, Goku got more serious, got a little bit more on his ball game, which Goku rightfully should be, because the fate of the universe and all timelines is at stake at this point. So I also enjoyed that aspect as well in this chapter, that Goku was a little bit more on point and he wasn't looking weak like he kind of looked in the anime. So the manga changed a lot with this month's chapter. It really did some good shit for the atmosphere and the structure of what's going on in the manga. And speaking of the power scaling in the manga, Trunks doesn't look as formidable as he does in the anime, so I'm kind of curious where Toyotaro is going to take that. Are we going to have the same outcome of Trunks using the Genki Dama sword, the Spirit Bomb sword, and fucking shit up, or is he going to change it and make the Mafuba the true outcome? Personally, I like the idea of all of them ganging up together to hold them down and use the Mafuba. I think that would have been a great outcome. It does seem a little bit predictable, but I mean, comparing to what we got in the anime, the way it was finished with, the merged Zamasu getting fucking slashed in half, and then depending on Zeno, I think the Mafuba jar kind of is a better outcome. So I'm kind of curious if they're going to do it that way. Maybe Trunks will learn it and, properly learn it. Now look at Piccolo on a video and say, oh yeah, I kind of get it. This is a legendary technique, but yeah, Piccolo, nice biceps, by the way, bruh. So again, another added great piece of consistency regarding that Trunks is outmatched in this fight. He shouldn't be destroying these monsters of strength when he's not even that strong. Granted, the manga did show a little bit more of his training with, the Supreme Kai when he was using the Z sword in the flashback, but nonetheless, I also like that consistency as well. I think that's great for the character to not just look like, hey, I'm kicking ass left and right, I'm on some fucking Bruce Lee shit, bruh. Kind of curious what you guys think about it. First of all, how do you feel about getting somewhat of an explanation regarding Super Saiyan Rose? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Are you disappointed? Did you think that it was something totally different? Also, what do you think about Black in the manga, knowing now that pretty much no, it's not what we thought. He's kicking Vegeta's ass after getting healed up, and things is looking good. The pacing is great. How do you feel about that? Do you get a little disappointed in the sense of you wanted the manga to kind of wrap this arc up and go straight into Universe Survival so that the manga could be ahead of the anime? Personally, on an enjoyment level, I kind of like the fact that the anime's ahead, because I enjoy the anime in a sense of like, the experience, the voices, the music, the atmosphere in general. But I gotta say, with this latest chapter, it yet again reinforces, okay, we had our doubts last month, but Toyotaro knows what he's doing. There's no reason to doubt him now. I apologize. I'm man enough to say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know what? Like, that was my perspective on last month. This month, Black did fucking B shit, kicking Vegeta's ass when he was just Super Saiyan, and then going Rose and like, yeah, y'all better run, motherfucker. Goku Black, like, I love that character. And just your overall thoughts of everything that went down. Looking forward to more manga from Dragon Ball Super, because right now, even though, yeah, we're technically behind of the anime, Toyotaro's making some interesting moves. Just kind of questioning what the relevance of the Mafaba is going to be in the manga, opposed to the anime, where it was kind of just like, hey, let's throw it in there for nostalgia purposes. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.